basketball. And then one of their big people, Paulson's not even guarding, so you just think that Wildwood's going to have a lot of success holding the ball.
Paulson way too far out for her liking. Helped to get the ball and gets it over to Hopkins. Kim holds it up here. They got to do something. And Boyle stops the clock by committing a foul, trying to come up with the turnover. And that is Stacy's third. And we're in the penalty area, I believe, so Souter will shoot one and the bonus if she makes the first.
I'm sure Dave Trauner didn't like that foul, but Stacy Boyle, a very aggressive player, and she'll play aggressively all 32 minutes.
Souter with 3. Short. Nice board by Morse. Oh, that's a good pass to Paulson, and she knocks it down. Great look by Morse. 44-37. Oh, boy, that was ill-advised. Great catch by Polini. Grasso. Aspenberg, foul on Katarina Paulson. Her 4th personal foul.
Well, you just knew she'd get up to 4 fouls before the end of the game. Just to do it as quickly as she normally does. She really can't worry about fouls now as we're under a minute. We're down 7.
Aspenberg threw that one up short, barely caught the front of the rim. Gets a little word of encouragement from Teresa Polini. Missed them both, and they do not block out Teresa, who was lined up at mid-court and came out and got the long miss. An immediate foul by Burke. I think they got the wrong young lady at the line here, as Douglas will step up with 50 seconds to go.
And they called an intentional foul, Jeff, and I think I should turn the mic over to you at this point. She'll get 2 shots, and Wildwood will get the ball out of bounds.
Well, you know how I feel about that one. Oh, Douglas misses, but she'll get another one. And the ball.
And the ball. That's the big thing here with only 50 seconds to go. Kate May will probably be forced to foul again, and the ball will most likely be in Vicki Douglas's hand, along with Stacy Boyle and Teresa Polini.
Kate May's not ready, and here we go. 45-37, 49 seconds.
That made the inbounds pass a little easier.
Sure did. Sort of unchallenged. Got a foul here. There it is. And of course, that was not intentional. Why put that extra judgment in? I mean, I just don't understand that to save my life. 1-1 for Polini at the line. (46-37). Teresa lighting them up for 19 here.
Well, you still got to go up and make them. And Wildwood's guards certainly have done that all game from the free throw line.
And the lead is back up to 10 points at 47-37.
And Wildwood's still pressing. They're not going to give Kate May anything here.
Here's Von Collin. Burke for 3. No good. Morse with a follow. Paulson with the follow. One more time. And a late foul call against who? Aspenberg?
I think that's her 5th.
Yep. Say goodbye to Amy. She ends up with 2.
2 points. And it seems like she spent the whole game jumping for that inbounds pass on Wildwood's press as they were inbounding the ball to Katarina Paulson all game. So I think single-handedly Katarina Paulson's fouled her out of the game.
Guess we'll get a 2-shot foul here for Paulson.
Her 13th and 14th trips to the foul line tonight.
And 21 seconds to go. 47-38. Is that 22, Kyle? I got it for
22 points for Katarina Paulson. I was going to wait till this free throw went up. But it doesn't seem to matter. 23 for Paulson.
Douglas to Boyle. McLaren would have enjoyed the pass there. Wow. I'll assume that's a foul on Burt. Kind of left her feet a little bit. Came down and Stacey Boyle was under her there.
1-1.
Right. "12 seconds left. "48-39. Nice steady game for Stacey. She has 7 so far. Doesn't get the roll. Kicked out by McLaren with 9 seconds left. And Kate May, it's all over but the final arithmetic here. As Morse brings it up. The lob for Paulson. The spinning turnaround is no good. Knocked out of bounds. It's Wildwood's ball with 1 second left. Boyle to Laurie. Goodbye. It's over. And Wildwood wins it by, what's that, 9? 48-39.
Right now in the press, Atlantic City press coverage area. We'll be back with both of them right after we take time out for these words, so stick around. Here are our guests for this edition of the pregame show. To my immediate right is Matt Tomlin, head coach over at Wildwood Catholic High School, and Carol Blum, one of the finest players certainly in the area, and thanks to both of you for stopping around.
Thank you, Jeff.
Matt, especially happy to welcome you here because you were just named in the Atlantic City Press as the girls basketball coach of the decade, and great congratulations to you.
Well, thank you. That came as quite a surprise. We knew the press was doing these kinds of promotions for the sports, and then a couple of weeks ago they asked me for lots of information about our program, and I was happy to do that. But the part that affected me was quite a surprise. But I am very happy about it.
And it's certainly been, an excellent program for the size school you are. You've, as long as I've been down here, I've been here, I hate to admit it, but 10 years now, and they always have been very competitive and have done an excellent job. How'd you get started coaching?
Well, I started actually in CYO with boys program, and I really enjoyed it and liked it, and kind of took up the nerve and the courage, I guess, one time to go to Wildwood Catholic and ask them if there was ever an opening that I would be interested in. And it happened a lot sooner than I thought. Within a couple months, the principal at that time called me and said there was an opening, and was I still interested? And I was, and here I am.
What's your philosophy? What's your coaching philosophy? How do you, approach each team or each player?
Well, I think before we talk about a player or a team, what we try to do is have a team that can take the floor, that can do a lot of things. Our teams have always been able to do a little of this and a little of that, and try to do it pretty well. And I think once we get, and Goody will tell you this, I talk about our bag. Once our bag gets filled, then we're about ready to play with anybody. Then after that, we do adjust game per game. We have a game tomorrow night, and we'll do some things there that we didn't do the last time we played, and things that we didn't do yesterday when we played. So we do make those kind of on-the-spot adjustments. And then as far as individual players go, I'm just happy to get the ones we get. We've been blessed with some terrific players, and one of them is here with us right today for sure.
Absolutely.
And we don't do an awful lot to try not to mess them up. If they can play, we just fit them in.
Carol, how did you get started playing ball? What different levels did you proceed through?
I started in grade school, second grade. And
Were you good right away?
No. I always played with my older sisters, and they always beat me. Then, I guess in 7th grade, I started playing in the summer league for Wildwood Catholic, for Mr. Tomlin. He always let me play with them. So that's basically, I went to Wildwood Catholic because it was a Catholic school, but that's basically why I went, and then I went to Wildwood Catholic for 4 years. Played there.
You're the leading scorer in the league, and you do it in in the flow of the game, it's not like you go out there looking to say, oh, I'm going to get X amount of shots, or I'm going to do this, do that. It seems that things just naturally gravitate towards you, and you're also an excellent passer and a good ball handler. Do you feel any pressure on yourself to say, boy, I got to go out and get 25 points today or 30 points today? Or...
No, usually I don't really feel pressure to score. Usually it just happens. If you play good defense and you play really hard, usually that just comes the rest of it.
The game against Lower Cape May, where you're down by 2, was already when the timeout was finally called, and you got a chance to talk about it in the huddle. What was said to you? That you were definitely going to get the ball?
Yeah, usually I throw the ball in, and Mr. Tomlin had asked Kathy to throw it in, and Jackie set a pick for me, and I just went down and sort of threw up a Hail Mary shot.
There was never a doubt once it left your hands that it was going in. That was an excellent play. That's the kind of play that players, 3, 2, 1, and that's it, and good job.
It's a play you can't practice. You just have to rely on, or like I said before, you have good players, and you just put them in certain positions, and then you just push the button, and it happens, or it doesn't happen. And we got Woody going towards the basket, which helps with the time factor, and she got a nice pass and a good pick from a teammate, and then the rest was just a very simple little jump shot,
I just wanted to ask you a little bit about Wildwood. First time you played them, you were right with them the whole game, 3 quarters right there. Just never could get the lead.
Yeah.
What do you think this time that you have to do differently against them, or indeed anything at all?
I'm not so sure we have to do anything too drastically differently. I think I'd like to play a little bit better. I'd like to shoot a little bit better. We expect pressure from them. Dave Triano has his team playing man-to-man pretty much this year, and he even admits it on TV that seems to be, his strong suit there, and I agree. And so we kind of feel that's what we're going to see. So we just know that we're going to have to play against that kind of pressure and execute what we can do and shoot better.
Carol, do you have a problem in Convention Hall? And it's a lot of the shooting statistics go down when the games are played there. Is that different for you, or?
I think it's different for everyone. The floor, no one likes the floor there, obviously. It's a little hollow with spots. Shooting's really not a problem. There's a lot of people there, so it's a lot different. Usually girls don't really get a big crowd usually, so it's different.
Is there any one person out there in the league that gives you a particularly difficult time when they match up against you defensively?
Probably this year the best defensive player that I had playing me was Moy Murphy from Middle Township.
Yeah.
She's a very good player.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you another question, Matt, about the best, not necessarily the best players, but if you had to pick an all-decade team, being that you're the coach of the decade, who would you put on there?
Boy, that's a hard one.
From your
Josh.
school.
Oh, from my school?
That's from your school.
Oh, okay.
Not from like the starting 5.
Well, I'd have to have Mary Gavin on there, and I'd have to have, I guess I'll make it easy on myself, Jeff. We've had 5 players that scored over 1,000 points, and I think I'd take those.
Okay.
They were
Carol.
Terry Grasso to start with,
Right.
Michelle Tarbotton, Mary Gavin, Kate Caruso, and Buddy Blum. Now, Kate is Buddy's sister. And also back on that team that we had in '83 and '84 that had done so well and put our school right on the map, Kelly Caruso was on that team. It was a vital part of that team. Kelly is also Buddy's sister, so I've had quite a treat to work with the 3 girls from the Blum family.
Very good. Very good. Thanks for stopping by. Real good luck against Wildwood. Enjoy.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay, and we will be back with some more of the pregame show, and we continue right after these. Blum has accepted a 4-year full scholarship to Drexel University, where she's going to major in business economics and continue to play basketball. And congratulations to Carol, an excellent school, and we wish her all the best as she continues her education at Drexel. And get ready now for Big 4 girls basketball between Wildwood and Wildwood Catholic. And we'll see you next time on the pregame show. And as we go away, here we take a look at the Big 4 standings, and enjoy the game, everybody. Bye-bye.
girls basketball clash between the Warriors of Wildwood and the Crusaders of Wildwood Catholic. I'm Jeff Michaels along with Kyle Worrell. They're just getting ready to get started. The referee is pointing in the right direction, and Amy Aspenberg cannot do what she just did, and that'll be a violation, or they're going to re-jump it, actually. No, they're not. It will go to Wildwood Catholic.
Right, you can't grab the ball in the circle if you're the person jumping center. She grabs it, violation, Wildwood Catholic's basketball. Wildwood can officially sew up the CIL tonight with a victory.
Heather Holzefeld, 43. Back out here, we'll try to set everybody as we go. Jackie Cowan's 44. Carol Buddy Blum is 45. 35 is Catherine Gallagher. 34, Josette Cowan. That's the starting five for Wildwood Catholic. They move right to left. The strip by Aspenberg is knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with WC.
Wildwood, as usual, comes out in a man-to-man with Michelle Grasso. Did such a good job on Buddy Blum the first time these two teams played. We got the task of guarding her again tonight.
Cut off there is Holzefeld, and then she gets it back out here for Kane. And Jackie will reset this offense. They're trying to spread the floor now, and Wildwood works into a trap.
Yes, Wildwood's going to have to be ready to play defense for about a minute every time Wildwood Catholic gets the ball. And they'll be looking for her all night.
And Carol Blum gets things going for WC. They lead it 2-0. Set it up here for Wildwood. Vicki Douglas is 44. Stacy Boyle's 31. Michelle Grasso's 42. Teresa Pellini's 23. And Amy Aspenberg is 35. And that's the starting five for Wildwood, as the steal by Heather Holzefeld turns the ball back over.
Absent for Wildwood, Kerry Klun, injured the other night. Some of you might have seen against Lower Cape May. Kerry will be out for the year. She underwent knee surgery.
Gallagher took it in to get a better shot and draws the personal foul against Aspenberg. That's Amy's first and the first on the team. And Gallagher will go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
So once again this year, as last year, injury bug biting Coach Dave Triano's Wildwood Warriors before going into the South Jersey tournament. As the starting center will not play anymore this year.
Did you tell me Kyle's surgery is going to be required on? Carrie, she was really in pain when she was injured in that ball game. Obviously, it was carried off the court. Wildwood High against Lower Cape May. Gallagher hits 1 of 2, and Wildwood Catholic leads it by the score of 3-0. Aspenberg had the ball poked away, and it winds up over with Gallagher. And back comes Wildwood Catholic.
Wildwood Catholic playing a 3-2 zone. As I've learned from watching Wildwood this year, you might have success with a zone for a while against Wildwood, but they really know how to break it down over the course of the game. And for a team to be successful, they usually have to change defenses several times.
Matt Tomlin has the girls spreading the floor, Kyle. They've got this thing set up all the way out past, right up to midcourt there.
First time these two teams played, Wildwood Catholic ran a 3-out offense almost the whole game.
Blocked by Pellini.
It took a minute, over a minute sometimes, off the clock every time they had the ball, looking for a good shot, usually for Carol Buddy Blum. They tried to keep the score down on Wildwood.
Yeah, I unfortunately wasn't here for that first game. I did watch some of it on TV, and it just seemed Wildwood Catholic was right there the whole time. They just could never get the lead. Carol Blum now has 4, and it's 5-love here in the first quarter with 5:45 remaining.
Wildwood's starting to build up a reputation for getting off to slow starts. This is the 3rd straight time we've seen them. They've gone off cold.
Air ball by Douglas, and Grasso unable to save it, and the ball goes over to Wildwood Catholic.
Well, not really cold. That was their first shot, actually, in this game, as they turned the ball over the first 2 times they had it. And Vicki Douglas missed the outside shot. She broke out of a slump, kind of, in the last game.
Grasso breaks it loose over for Douglas on the turnover, and the turnaround shot, no good. And unable to save it was Heather Holzefeld. She wound up knocking it out of bounds, and Wildwood will keep the ball.
Vicki was shooting very poorly for a while there, and she came back pretty strong against Cape May, shooting about 50% from outside, including a 3-pointer.
This is Pellini out top of the circle over to Douglas. really bothered by Blum there.
So we've seen how Wildwood Catholics changed their defense already.
Oh! Rejected by Blum. Douglas is fouled on the baseline. Ron Caputo with the call.
Good recognition there by Wildwood, realizing they were in a man-to-man, and both Stacy Boyle and Vicky Douglas took the ball immediately to the basket. Nice block by Buddy Blum on Stacy Boyle. Vicky Douglas drew the foul and will go to the free throw line.
Jackie Kane picks up her first foul. That is 1 on the team. And Douglas will get a couple of free throws here. Nice rebound by Aspenberg. The turnaround is an air ball from short range, and Blum with a rebound.
Amy Aspenberg is going to be a very key player for this Wildwood team going into this tournament with Kerry Klein not available. She's going to have to handle the chores at center for the whole game. She would split duties with Kerry usually.
They lay off Gallagher here. She decides to kick it back out here for Kane. Got to watch the floor here at Convention Hall. The ball was just bounced up and took a little topspin turn there as Blum misses. Cowan had the rebound, but it was blocked, and I believe Boyle got the hand on it and comes up with the ball. And then again, the ball just comes up, hitting a different spot in the floor.
Yeah, a lot of funny bounces on this floor. Teams usually don't play here, and that's the second blocked shot for Wildwood Catholic.
And that was a tremendous block by Gallagher, and we're going to get a foul on Boyle in the transition. That's Stacy's first personal. Two big defensive plays after it looked like Wildwood had made good penetration. One earlier by Carol Blum blocking Polini, and then that one there by Gallagher.
It'll be interesting here as 4 minutes have gone by in this first period. Carol Blum taking almost all the shots for Wildwood Catholic, and she has her 6th point.
Michelle needs a little help on that play if they're going to isolate her down low and post her up right by the blocks there, Kyle, I would assume.
Wildwood Catholic plays so much better when they have a lead. They have a nice comfortable lead here, 7-1, as the games between these two teams are usually low scoring because of Wildwood Catholic's deliberate style, and a 6-point lead is pretty big.
Douglas to Boyle, and they play catch with it outside the zone right now. McLaren looked to flash in the high post. Polini tried to force an entry pass to Grasso, and another turnover.
Wildwood Catholic went back to the zone that time, and Wildwood recognized it and tried to go inside, but again, another turnover for Wildwood on their half-court offense.
Blum lets fly, and it's just short, looking for the 3. Ball was knocked out of bounds by Cowan, and will go over here to Wildwood.
Again, that's a play Wildwood Catholic used effectively the first time these two teams played, clearing out for Buddy Blum and letting her just do whatever she wants.
Polini runs the baseline, offensive foul. Offensive foul on Polini, her first personal.
This is our first chance to get a look at Wildwood's press here, as they've only scored 1 point on the first of 2 free throws, so they're going to break it by passing the ball. Buddy Blum tried to go long there. In the first game, they passed it out of bounds to another player out of bounds, and it came over to the weak side to inbound it, and then got it back to Buddy Blum. And when she got it, Wildwood would usually fall off, showing the respect that Buddy Blum has earned.
That looked like a Phil Simms pass there. Had a man breaking open, and the ball blocked at the line of scrimmage.
Now Buddy has it, and they call off the dogs.
Surrounded by people, and a tremendous look for Gallagher, and Catherine misses it. Cowan with the follow shot, 9-1, and Dave Triano's going to have to get a timeout and talk about this.
Buddy Blum got the ball, and once she penetrated, 3 or 4 Warriors went around her, and Buddy Blum's an excellent passer. Looked right over the top of it and created a very easy shot for Catherine Gallagher, and Josette Cowan was there for the putback.
Matt Tomlin pays attention. This is the way you jump out on Wildwood, and Wildwood Catholic owns a 9-1 lead.
I know you've been meaning to play racquetball. Now let's get back in the swing.
Racquetball is more fun at Pete's Racket Club, Southern Cape May County's only public racquetball facility. It's great exercise, easy to learn, and fun for the whole family. Pete's features a fully stocked pro shop, sauna, tanning salon, and racket restringing. Try volleyball, a fast-paced game that's even more exciting than volleyball. So get back into the swing at Pete's Racket Club, Anglesey Drive in North Wildwood.